My name is Kirsten Hahn. I attend the second service. I sit on the left side, the fifth row back, about midway. I got married in July of 2013. And September 2nd, 2013, I was in a really horrible car accident. And it actually had a L1 compression fracture. Basically, what they said is I broke my back. At first, they were really impressed. Not impressed, that's the wrong word, but they were just surprised that not only was I living, but I was walking. I flipped the car, I hit a culvert, and I ended up right side up. And I ended up I guess I had a concussion. I hit my head when the car rolled, and I got out of my car and I was trying to walk home, and I was only 2 minutes down the road. I didn't know which way I was supposed to go to try and walk home. I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I hurt so bad, and going one way thinking this might be the wrong way, so I go the other way. This might be the wrong way, not knowing, and then finally a car drove by with an older couple in it, and they stopped and helped me, and I said, I'm just trying to get home. And normally I wouldn't have taken a ride, but I was pretty desperate. And after that, I was shipped to UC. I had emergency surgery, and after intense therapy, and a year later, I was mobile again and got back to work and everything, and then I suddenly started having very bad health problems. In the year of 2014, I believe I had 21 hospital admissions from just passing out, and I'm not really sure. That year's just kind of a blur to me. I know that one of the doctors thought it might be some pain troubles that I forget what they called it, but the intense pain was just making my blood pressure drop, and I was passing out. So they sent me to a pain specialist. And there they gave me so many pain medication that I began having seizures. So it was rough. I went to the Cleveland Clinic, and just a little that I spoke with that doctor. I didn't tell her much. I'm not really into talking much about personal problems with my doctor, but I'm not really sure. She just said, you know, if you don't leave the situation you're in, I'm not going to help you. So I was there with my parents. We came back, and had she not given me the strength to do what I haven't had the strength to do, which was leave my marriage and go back home to my parents. And at that time, I lost absolutely everything. I'm talking about everything but my dog. I had no vehicle. I lost my job because of my health. So, I mean, I absolutely had nothing. Now, I am very thankful that not everybody in their 30s has parents to go home to crawl back to. I did. But being in your 30s, that's not a place that you want to be. Especially, I didn't have a vehicle, so anywhere I wanted to go or needed to go, my parents or a friend had to take me. That was not a good situation to be in. That was not a situation I wanted to be in. And the reason that I left that marriage and was guided from that marriage with the strength of my doctor, who, you know, actually cared and seen more than I wanted her to see, is just it was a very unhealthy relationship. And God just didn't want me to be in that situation. But what had kept me from ending it before also was I love my mom to death, and she put her whole heart and soul and money, you know, into making the most perfect wedding, and she did a fantastic job, and I just didn't want it to be for nothing. I didn't want it to be a waste. And then I felt I just felt broken, just completely broken. I felt so destroyed. I was so angry. I was so hurt. And I absolutely hated what I was going through. And it got to the point where on 2 different occasions, I'm not very proud of this, but on 2 different occasions I did take a whole bottle of Tylenol on 2 different occasions, and I waited, and I waited, nothing happened. I didn't tell a single soul because I didn't want any help. I did not want to be here. I didn't. I hated my life. I didn't want to be here. There was no reason for me to be here. And I waited and nothing happened. And on an occasion where, I was so angry and all these emotions, and you act on your anger and you act on your hurt, and you say things and you do things that you don't really mean. You can hurt other people by what you say or what you do, because that's how miserable you are inside. And I remember I thought everybody in this whole world gave up on me. But one person, my mom, I remember. I was in my bed, I was crying, and she came and crawled in bed with me and prayed. And I don't know what I'd do without her. And, between Mom crawling in bed with me and not giving up on me, and praying with me, and then nothing happening with the amount of Tylenol, on 2 different occasions, I started thinking a little different, thinking a little clearer, and, being constantly around, my dad, who was a minister, and, my mom that is just an angel. And things just started to change a little bit. I began to see out of this, most broken place that I was in all the darkness, I started to think, you know what? I absolutely lost everything, so why not try this? And I hate to say that my biggest time and my biggest faith was, or my, biggest part of my faith was gained at my lowest point. I hate to say that, but it was. I started praying. I started doing devotions. I had time with God. Well, I think I was having time with God. At that point, I was so new to this whole, I was raised in a Christian environment, but for me to actually have my personal one-on-one time with God, the things started to change. Now, it wasn't immediate at all. It's not like, oh, okay, But here it is, beginning of 2017. My last surgery was in 2015, and I've been in the gym. 5 days out of 7, I do jiu-jitsu. I'm pretty, my goal is to be the healthiest I can be at the age of 40, and I'm coming along just good. I'm Kirsten Hahn, and this is More Than Just a Chair, because it's where God meets with me.